3 and 4. Longer than there have been fishes in the ocean, higher than any bird ever flew. It's longer than there have been stars up in the heavens. I've been in love with you. Stronger than any mountain cathedral, truer than any tree ever grew, deeper than any forest primeval. I am in love with you. I'll bring sunshine in the winter, you'll send showers in the spring. We'll fly through the falls and the summers with love on our wings. Hey, Drew James here from LearnGuitarInLondon.com, and I'm playing Longer by Dan Fogelberg. I did get one of the lyrics wrong in the chorus there, but that's not a surprise for me when I'm singing and playing at the same time. So this is a great song, and it's in open G, right? So I'll show you how to tune that and get stuck into that. It's a really challenging one if you want to sing and play at the same time. At least that's what I'm finding at the moment. But even if you just want to learn the guitar to it, the guitar itself is absolutely wonderful. Now you can get the tab, sort of my interpretation of this song, by joining the Learn Guitar in London student area. It just takes a name and email address. I've left a link in the video, and there's a link in the video description so you can get started. But for now, let's learn this lovely finger-picking, wonderfully sort of, it's kind of melancholy but also very romantic song. Let's start learning it now. As I mentioned, we need to tune to open G to be able to play this song, and I've been given this great little tool called the Roadie 3, which is, I'll just hold it up to this camera here, which is a wonderful little tool that can be used, especially if you do a lot of alternate tuning and changing around a lot of the time. So quite simply, what it is a little electronic device that you pop on top of your tuning peg, and it will then turn the tuning peg to the right tuning for you. It does that by following frequencies that run down the instrument. And I've got lots of presets set up in here. So I've got like open G, I've got open C, it's standard obviously. And for this, I'm going to be obviously selecting the open G setting and just taking that in. And then it's saying, right, okay, I'm ready for the top string. So you pop it on the top string. Now, what we're doing is we're taking our E string down, loosening to the key of D, for those of you that aren't using a special tool like this. So start loosening your string, but this is what the Roadie does. You see, it will do it for you, and then it kind of gives you a little notification at the end, to a little sort of buzz and a green light to say that it's in tune. And then the next string, instantly it knows that the next string, because I want to be in open G, it knows the next string, we're taking it down to G. Okay, so we're loosening again, and I'll do that with the Roadie. And the D string is staying the same, but I'll do a little fine tuning here with the Roadie anyway. There we go. The G string, we're staying on G, but it's just doing some fine tuning. Oh, it's a little bit out there. The B string is staying in the same as it was in B. And the E string is also coming down like the thickest E string, so it's loosening to D. There we go. And that is the Roadie. Great little tool. I've left a link in the video description if you want to find out more about it and get it. I find it quite useful, especially when I'm doing alternate tunings. I must admit, I don't use it so much for standard because I use my ears for that, as I should really be using my ears for this. But great little tool and worth checking out. Okay, into the lesson. So now you've got the tuning done. We're going to look at the picking pattern. We're going to take it bar by bar. So don't forget you can get the tab from the student area. And this is the first bar. Okay, so we're starting easy enough on open strings. And we're doing a pinch with the thumb on the A string, middle finger on the B, and ring finger on the E. I'm not referring to them as their names in their down tuning. I just call it Eddie 8, Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie, EAD, GBE. So you're pulling those three strings, then your thumb's playing the D string, then the index finger's playing the G, then the ring finger's playing the E. And obviously there is absolutely no fretting involved there. We're then going to make this chord. Now, an easy way to think of this chord, if you know it quite well, is if you make an E minor with your middle and ring finger, so that's A string on 2nd fret and D string on 2nd fret, and put your index finger on 1st fret on the B string. That's the chord that you need. You're going to pinch the A and the B, then move the thumb down to the D, then index on the open string and ring on the open string. So you've got... That's a good idea when you start the tune, is to get this shape ready, hovering over the strings, do the opens and then close them off with that shape. Just helps to set it up, that's all. Then you're going to take this chord shape and you're going to move it up to fret 3. This is the next bar anyway. So this is the same chord shape, but just moved up 2 frets. So you're on fret 3 on the B string, and you're on fret 4 on the D and the A. The picking pattern is the same as what we had with this chord shape. So that's pinch on the A and B, thumb on D, index on open G, and ring on the open E. Then move this wedge of fingers up to fret 5, so your middle finger's on fret 5 on the A, and your ring finger is on fret 5 on the, I'm just going to clear up that focusing for you there a little bit, on the D. And then you put your pinky on fret 5 on the B. So you're on 5 on A, D, and B. Pinching, same picking pattern as previous. Okay, good. So let's take those 2 bars and play them. And good. Okay, so bar 3 is the same as bar 1, apart from you just don't pinch the E string at the beginning, so it's open strings. Then that same chord shape, that E minor star chord. Okay, then you can still move this up to fret 3, and you're going to be pinching the 4 on the A and the 3 on the E on the B string. So you're going to play this, then you're going to put pinky down on 5 on the B, then slide it up to 7. So you're going. Then make a bar chord on fret 5 on the bottom 5 strings. You don't need the top string. Press nice and hard. You can use the middle finger if you need to. And then pinch the A and the E string. Then thumb on D. Then index on G. Then pinching the bottom 2 strings. And that's how you achieve all those 5s written out in the tab there, right? So it's a bar chord. Okay, so from bar 3 into 4. So bar 5 is the same as bar 3. Okay, it's slightly different actually because it's got an open thinner string, but it's open strings again. Then this shape that we're getting to know quite well now, this E minor shape. And then sliding that up again to where it normally goes, but this time we're going to pinch the 4 and 3 like before, then play the 5 with the pinky on the B string, then play the 3 again. So before we went, but this time we're just going 3, 5, 3, and then we're moving the ring finger up to fret 5 on the A string, and we're putting our pinky finger on fret 5 on the D string and our index on fret 3 on the B string. And we're picking with thumb on the A, index finger on open G, thumb on D, middle finger on the B, and then open G. So we're going, sorry. Okay, good. So what I'll do is I'll recap on 5 and 6 now. Okay, and 7 is this. Okay, so there's a lot to do here to unpack. So basically, if you make a C chord, if you know that really well, if you're attempting a song like this, you should know your C quite well. Put your little finger on fret 3 on the B string as well. Pinch the A and the B string. Then let go with the pinky finger to then play the 1 on the B string. Then move your pinky finger up to fret 3 on the G. And then play the 1 again. So it's... Then middle finger only on the A string on fret 2, play that, and then play the string below on the open D, then play the open G string, and with your ring finger slap it down, hammer on onto fret 2 on the G, and then play it as an open string. So let go as soon as you've hammered it. So it's, and the whole bar. Now I know this may seem like a lot to learn that you're taking on, but we are going to be repeating these bars a lot later on in the song. So put in the work now, and then they can reward you later on with the repetition. And finally, bar 8. Okay, so with bar 8, you play the open A string, open D string, open G string, open B string. Then you make that first chord shape, pinch the D, G and B string of it. Actually, sorry, it's easier if you know this as an A minor 7 chord. So if you make an A minor 7, which is fret 1 on the B string and fret 2 on the D string, then play the open D string, open A string, then slide that chord shape up so you're on 3 and 4, and do the same pinch, that's D, G and B. So you're going, and bar 8 is, and that's the intro, okay? I'm going to summarise the intro by playing it slowly. That's bars 1 to 8. Play them along with me when you're ready. And... Okay, good. So that is our intro. Now the singing starts. And when the singing starts, things are a little bit easier. So we're keeping these same chords. So the open strings, then this E minor 7 style chord, the first one we learned. Then slide up that chord shape to fret 3. And then these 5s that we learned. So 5 on A, D and B. So we're going to be doing that throughout the song, basically. Da, 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 na, 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 na. Da na na, da na da na na na, da na na, da na da na na na, da na na da da. Okay, so I just thought I'd give you an overview there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we're picking those chords. So the open strings, it's the A and the B string, then thumb on D, then index on G, then ring. And basically that's your picking pattern for those chords while the singing's going on. So that's pinch, thumb, index, ring. Then you do the same with this chord. Same with that chord slid up to fret 3. And the same with the 5s. then you do that 3 times. This is bar 11. This is the 3rd time. And then we're doing exactly the same as bar 7, where we play this melody. Remember with the C chord? So we've learned this already. Go back to bar 7 if you need a reminder. Hammer on. Then we've got this bracketed 1, which is the same as bar 8. So open strings. Then this A minor 7 chord, playing the A string, move that A minor 7 chord up to fret 3. Okay, and then you repeat, all right? So you go back to bar 9 and you play through. Then when you've played through, you do bar 15 as normal. And you skip out bracketed 1. So what I mean by that, if that's kind of double Dutch to you, is in the music, hopefully you can see it here on this camera, there's a little 1 dash bar here, so you skip that one out on the repeat and instead you go to this 2nd bar here, which quite simply is open strings, open A, open D, open G, open B, fret 5 on the thinner string, play that, then play open G, then pinch the 5 with the open B string as well. So if you can see that, we're skipping out this bar, this bracketed bar 1 it's written, and instead we're moving into bar 2. And bar 2, pretty simple, we're playing the open A, open D, open G, open B, and then playing fret 5 on the thinner string. Then playing open G, holding down that 5 again, but this time pinching with its buddy above, the open B string, then open G, 1 and 2 and 3. And that's linking us really nicely into the chorus, okay? So the chorus, I'll do it just like I did with learning the verses. I'm just going to get myself a little closer to this camera so you guys can see what I'm doing here. So we're going... So we need to make a bar chord on fret 5, okay? So I've got dots for mine. This is 3, this is 5. We don't need to bar the top string, and I recommend that you don't really, unless you've got bigger fingers than me, because it's just easier to press down. We're then going to make this A minor 7 chord. If you've ever done a D minor 7 as a bar chord, you'll know what I'm talking about. Basically, put your middle finger on fret 6 on the B string and ring finger on fret 7 on the D string. Okay, that's your chord. You're going to pinch the A and the B string, then thumb on D to make the 7, then index for the 5, and then this 5 on the thinner string. And then all you do is you take away the middle and ring finger, just leaving the bar, and do the same picking pattern. Apart from you're just finishing on an open D string. So you're going... And it's actually beneficial to have that open D string because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be moving that bar down to fret 3 and doing the same sequence. I'll show you in just a moment. So it's... Then move your bar down to fret 3. This is the next bar. This is bar 19. So you're moving the bar down to fret 3, making that same A minor 7 chord shape. So technically if we were in open tuning, this would be a C minor 7 chord. So I'm fret 3 with the bar, fret 4 on the B string, and fret 5 this time on the D string. Pinching, just the same picking pattern as before. So that's the A and the B string, then thumb on D, index, ring. Then let go with the bar, just like we did previous. So we did this, that, then we're doing that this time. Okay, so here's your bar with the 3s, and we're going to pinch, then this time we're going to go index on G, thumb on D. Then we're going to play the 3 on the A string. So we're going to go, and we're going to slide the bar up to fret 5 to then repeat. Okay, I'll show you what I mean. It makes more sense when you hear it round in a circle. That join, because we're just doing the same thing again. This is bar 21, and again. basically do that once you do bars 18 and 19 and then 20, 21, 22, 23. They're just the same thing over again. All right. So you do that until he sings the love, love. Oops, my mistake. Sorry. Love on our wings. And we got this. So we're playing fives on the A, on the middle strings, on the D and the G. Use your ring and pinky finger to do that. I'll show you why in a moment. You're going to play thumb on D, index on G, then open E string. And then play the G. Then you're going to change that shape. Leave your pinky where it is. Put your middle finger on fret 4. Leave the pinky there for 5. Do the same picking pattern. Then use your index finger on fret 3, but leave the pinky on 5. Then go back to fret 4. So you're going da, 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 with love on our wings. And then we'd normally be back to through the years as the fire, back to the verses, which I've already shown you. And then you do another chorus. And you do the Love on Our Wings part again, and then you're into a cheesy instrumental, which I say cheesy because it's all synths, and it's not the best part of the song. It's the part of the song that hasn't aged very well. And that's just this thing again. It's just that. So you can play that along. And then you get to this outro. Now the outro, quite simply, is this idea of going... So what we're doing here is this is the same as what we did in 15 and the same as what we did in bar 7, where we take the C chord and we're just quite simply moving. We've got the C, but you don't need the middle finger. And we've got the 3. And then bar 27 after that, open strings, A, D, G, B, E, G. Open on A, second fret on A. And then that links nicely back to I'm just kind of doing it around in a circle because that's actually what happens anyway. Okay, so what happens is it's basically the I'm in love with you part repeated, but there's just bar 27 and 29. They're not that difficult to play, but you only do them a couple of times in the song, so they don't get repeated as much as everything else. So it's worth practicing this and blending that in. And then the last time in bar 30, you go open on D, open on A, take fret 2 on the G string, pick it with your index finger and slide it up to 4. That means keep the pressure down. And then put the pinky on the 5 to finish off. So it's... And there you have it. Wonderful song. Really hope you enjoy it. See you again soon for another fingerstyle lesson.